We are live! Hello! I am here today doing something a little different. Many months ago, before any of the nonsense, well, it's not nonsense, before any of the projects with high voltage lab renovation or helping with Etsy store or any of the other things that got in the way, I was working on a new title for our high voltage lab videos. And today we will be adding sound design to it. And this stream is brought to you by Nils Lanto on Patreon. More about that later. And also I'm going to resize my chat window so I can actually see if somebody tries to talk to me. There we go. We are using Premiere Pro today. I don't even remember what Adobe's sound design software is called anymore because I never use it. We'll also be using, get over here, Audacity, which is free and open source. There are things that Audacity does that Premiere can't do, and there is one thing Premiere does that Audacity can't do, which is show a video. So I'm mostly done processing sound effects. A lot of this stuff I recorded back in 2012, and I've just been using it for various stuff since then. I've also got some sounds from like 2015. And a few things. Our main sound is from last year. I recorded the coil winder spinning up. That's what I'm using for this bed. But I've been processing the sounds in Audacity to isolate them, and then I bring them into the timeline and figure out here how to arrange them. Do I have something open I shouldn't? I feel like my stream health is lower than it should be. I'm just going to close some things here. There we go. Boy, that made a huge difference, didn't it? Not even a little bit of a difference. All right. So let's play what we have so far. Yeah, so it's pretty bare bones right now. I'm reasonably happy with the sort of rev up on the main track there, but there's a lot of incidental sounds that we also need. So we've got the initial switch on of stuff, and I'm probably going to add more because there's a few different things that happen there, and I try to have one sound for each thing that happens, and then we can probably add more to that bit. You'll notice that the sound of the sine closing in is the sound of the old high voltage cage closing. The sound of the new high voltage cage closing is not terribly distinctive because it just sounds like a chain link fence. So let's see. Off screen to the, what side is this? Left. Off screen to the left, I've got my library with all of my sounds in it. It's over here to save space. I guess I could put it. Hey. Premiere, let me do the, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I regret this already. All right. So now it's on screen, so you can actually see what I'm doing. That should be nice. Well, what are we gonna do? Let's see. First thing, I'm gonna bring in some of these gallon jug hits that I made. Wait, what the heck? Why is that one so much longer than the... I must have said, when I had it on Audacity, I must have said export instead of export selection. That's okay. Yeah, these are literally me hitting a 5-gallon jug. So, first thing, I want to... Okay, that's officially too loud. Fun fact, where is it? There it is. there is now an audio clip mixer and an audio track mixer in Premiere Pro. I don't know why you would ever want this. I think it's just here to confuse people, because all this does is let you adjust your volume by track using an interface similar to the audio track mixer. But the audio track mixer is so much more useful because it lets you adjust things for the entire track. Meh. And you'll notice that I can also click and drag these individual levels to adjust the level of an individual clip. So there's no, I don't know why anyone would want that interface, is where I'm getting at with this. Right, but we're just going to turn down audio 6 by quite a bit. Actually, let's go like 9. That's still too loud. Still too loud. I think the problem was that the hit on that one was a little too sharp. So this one, which is a little more gentle, I'm actually able to turn it back up, in theory. Don't know if that's even going to be audible is the problem. Because once I unmute that track, oh hey, you do totally hear it. All right. That is far too loud. Let's go to -9. Whoa, what? I'm going to, well, okay, there's two ways that I can fade out a track. Easy way is to go over here and say exponential fade and just put a transition on the end of it. If you hold Control and scroll wheel, you can go up and down on your timeline view, which is useful today. What if I just did that? I'm going to find a use for this other hit, but it's not here. Alright, I've got some other switchy type sounds, so I'm going to try putting those in. These are very technical terms I'm using. Alright. Also got this, which is a little longer. Let me see here. That hits there, so let's try. It lands at the right time, but it's way too long of a sound. Actually, I'm going to put it over here because I don't... I know where it is. It's paper gating. Did I have anything run? Yes, I did. I like that one. It's got some kick to it. this sounds like it could work for the sound of that thing rotating. All right. What is this? That's not necessary right now. Alright, let's see how that sounds with the rest of it under it. I suppose I didn't have to scroll up, I could have unmuted from there. I mean, it's getting there, but it needs... Let's see. It needs more build-up, and it needs more going on in this little bit here. It needs to feel like this thing that I don't even know what it's supposed to be representing really. It's just kind of an abstract concept of some advanced high voltage stuff, and I'm going to turn this off because I don't need to hear that. I need to give that some sense of activation. What else do we have? Got the sound of Gemini. That might be a little much, but we'll try it. Let's see. Needs to start about here. Snapping still on? It is not. And we'll say like with our pen tool, we'll say that here it hits maximum volume. And yeah, and then we'll just turn this whole track down by probably a substantial amount. Did that really line up that perfectly? It did. How about that? All right. It doesn't feel like it's part of the soundscape, though, is the problem. Let's see. It might just be the problem that everything else was recorded in one room and the Gemini was recorded obviously in high voltage. So it's just going to sound that much different no matter what I do. I think I can turn down audio 6 again a little bit. Like 9. Does that matter? We can. Oh. want to grab the clip, not the volume. There we go. Yeah, I think having Gemini in there doesn't work. It seems like it should be more of a, like... Do you ever have one of them whistling tops? It seems like it should make that sound. Like a sort of woo sort of thing going on. What are all these? Oh my gosh, we're not using that. Are these all the same thing? They are all the same thing. Why do I even have this? Well, we might have to dip into some of the stuff that I've downloaded from Freesound, which is a wonderful website that everyone should use, as long as you check the license. There's a lot of stuff on there that's like Creative Commons, but you can't modify it. Whereas we exclusively use stuff that you can modify because we modify it. Let me see here. That's too low. You're going to be hearing these, not seeing them. I realize that's not a terribly engaging stream. These are all way too low. The other reason I avoid using, I mean, I guess I don't avoid. The other reason to consider, the other thing to consider when using Freesound stuff is most of them are attribution licensed, which means you have to put a thing in the credits saying, hey, we use these sounds, you can find them here. They're under this license. Which is fine, as long as you remember to do it. That's sorta what I'm looking for. Yeep. These are all really short. Okay. I don't know. The triangle wave kind of worked. These are from a user called Jovica, who I think is the one who took down his or her stuff. But it was uploaded under this license and downloaded under this license, so I'm not sure. I assume that means that it's still kosher to use it. But I'm not sure. just going to put one of these in here and see if I'm on the right track or not. Or I guess hear. I'm going to hear if I'm on the right track or not. I keep pressing G to bring up pen tool because that's what it is in After Effects. But that's not what it is here. It's a little short. Yeep. Suppose I could construct chords out of these. Only very specific chords, though. This is very loud. Audio 7 is at -6, audio 8 needs to be at like -9. Actually, they should probably both be at -9. Hey. That's approximately the sound I'm going for. The problem is these don't last long enough to maintain it. All right, I have some ideas. Let's see here. We got one E4 and one C4. So in Audacity, where we can edit waveforms, we're going to zoom in here. Wow, that's a really simple thing. Okay. Wait, couldn't we generate... We cannot. There's a very different timbre. Right, so all we're trying to do is get whoa. I'm using the arrow keys to increase and decrease my selection. Come on, there we go. Oh, okay. Why am I not just... Yeah. Whoa, what? Wait a minute. When I zoom out... Oh. When I zoom out to this level, I can see that there is actually a kind of structure in here. And I completely messed it up when I pasted. Or did I? Huh. Is that just an artifact of how my screen works? You know what? I don't think it is. Okay. plan B then.
The Brian Marines here for you?
Give me 1 moment, please.
Alrighty.
That's an interesting sound. I'm just going to turn this down a little. It's not a bad sound. It is a little alien. What else can we do?
Move to Chris.
How long does it have to be around? It starts at 4:01, ends abruptly at 7:23. Humans on the radio. So we need it for almost 4 seconds. And so far we have 2. I'm gonna mute this for now. And let's see about... Whoa. Okay, wait a minute. I couldn't remember what my shortcut keys were, so I had to check. It's the F keys in this are your tools, which is weird. Oh hey, my dear the Kicker is here. How do you do? What if... That's not going to work. There we go. Well, that gives us 4 seconds. Community Kicker says he's feeling fantastic. How am I doing? I'm doing okay. I am working on HVL title finally, which I've been meaning to do for quite some time, but there were some setbacks due to infrastructure issues. Export selection. I can spell. And export selection. Right, and then if we import those, you know, in theory, if I could find where I put marking files, labs, HVL title, audio. There we go. See how that sounds all together. Still needs some stuff. Like, let's see. Or let's hear, rather. I need something like... No, I need something longer. Something like that, which I think is already in the project, because I have a folder called Thumper Sounds somewhere. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Let's just do that real quick. What? Fine. There's an error decompressing. Uh-oh, was there an error decompressing the very ones that we need? Because that would be slightly annoying. Oh, I know why, because they're FLAC files. And Premiere can't read FLAC. Premiere. You have to hold control, go down, and then it'll let you drag it onto a new track. Pen tool. Turn that down, cut that off. Yeah, and then it does feel like this impact needs more to it. I know I had a thing called like Premiere, how about you let me use the search bot? What? No. Why? There's a search box here and it's not letting me type into it. The one in After Effects works. Fine, whatever. I don't need your search box. Even though I kind of do. Why? Windows. See, I said I don't need a search box, but then I went and found the Windows search box to try and get them that way. And that didn't work either. Because I remember in the past we needed a sound that was sort of just a big impact. And I remember using it, which means I saved it, but it apparently does not mean that I saved it in our directory of sound effects. So that's moderately frustrating. That's clearly an explosion, not a... maybe I can work with that. need to mix some things down here. So we'll start with turning down this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. But not this. Gonna turn down our tones even more. Incidentally, I can also actually type it in if I want to be that precise. Suppose I should be. See, now it's overall a little quiet, huh? Now that's too loud because we're peaking. Still peaking. Very close to peaking. Anything else on that track? There is. There's some dead space at the beginning here that I'd like to fill. That is way too loud. And there's still some dead sound. Seems like there should be more that happens when that hits as well. Storm. Some kind of... Not that. Not that either. Hey, that sounds familiar. No. Some of these are not very descriptively named, is why I'm having to actually listen to them. Okay. That one was. That one was called Punch, and it sounds like a cartoon punch. So I guess I got what I deserved for clicking on something that says punch. Is that the one I used over here? It is. Because like we've got that constant brrrr for the thing that's spinning, but what about that stuff? Shouldn't that be making some kind of sound? I recognize this is just a display. No. I wish I had... Did we ever record the sound of like the Jacobs ladder? Because that might be exactly what I need. Because I need something moderately electrical sounding to be like, these things here. I need just kind of a shimmer, if that makes sense. Hey, wait a minute. That's what I was looking for earlier. That's still a little loud. There's flies in here today. Yeah, I like that better than the one we had. Still don't have anything for that shimmer problem. Ew. It's not really usable.
I've got a phone call for you up front. Okay,
This must be the sound of a dying trumpet. I'm going to open this in Explorer. I'm going to open it in Audacity. Nah, not really what we're looking for. No, I don't. We may be coming to an ignominious end to the stream because I need to go and either record or find some sound that I can use for those little dancing bars. But we're most of the way there. I don't know. Do we need like music or something? This is coming right after the ba 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 title for the geek group proper, so it probably doesn't need music. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to make or find a sound that will fit those things, and by extension, these things as well. But that's the last thing, that's the last major thing I need to add. So next time we'll probably be doing actual like animation work, or maybe some more dinosaur illustrations, depending on what happens. But I want to thank everybody for watching, even though this was a briefer stream than I was expecting it to be. And I especially want to thank Nils Lanto, who has contributed above the minimum required just to see the archive of these streams on Patreon. If you are not a Patreon sponsor, which frankly if you're watching this you probably already are, consider supporting our Geek Group video operations there. And I will see you next time.